Welcome to Thank God It's Monday. I'm your host, Eric Twiggs. Joining me is Ted Fells, and we are the Digital Dudes. And today we're talking to you from the theme of becoming. Let's try that again. I think our audio went out for just a second. The theme for today's show is becoming resilient is overrated. Try this instead. And the thing you want to try is becoming anti fragile. So the term anti-fragile came from Nassim Taleb. He's an author. He wrote a book titled Anti-Fragile. And what it basically means is that you thrive and benefit from adversity, right? If you face a struggle or challenge, you actually get better because of the adversity. And you look at becoming resilient. Being resilient means you just snap back to where you were before, right? You go through a setback, you recover, and then you get back. So that's why we say that becoming resilient is overrated. You really want to be anti-fragile. And if anti-fragility was a person, it would be Michael Jordan, right? So anti-fragility. So early in his NBA career, right, he is the best player in the game, but then he runs into a unique adversity. And that unique adversity was called the Detroit Pistons. That's right. They kept eliminating his team from the playoffs, and they brought to him a level of physicality that he had never experienced before. They had something called the Jordan rules, where they said that anytime he drives to the basket, put him on his behind. And they did. But he thrived because of it. Here's how he thrived. He started lifting weights when NBA players weren't lifting weights during that time. He was the first NBA player to hire a personal trainer outside of the team because he wanted to really make sure he's getting stronger. He started working on his mindset and mentality. And if you ever listen to him in interviews, he always credits the Detroit Pistons for getting him to the level of greatness that he got to. And he says he may not have never gotten to winning 6 championships if it wasn't for the adversity that he faced through the Detroit Pistons. They just brought a unique adversity, a unique challenge, and he had to thrive and get better. Well, why am I telling you this? Monday morning could be a unique adversity and a unique challenge for you. But you have two choices. You can either get bitter or you can get better. And if you commit to getting better, then you become anti-fragile. And then you can shout, thank God it's Monday. Ted, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting example of Michael Jordan and definitely everything that he did to become one of the, if not the greatest, one of the greatest of all time in the sport. I think a lot of times we always have we should start with ourselves. Like I listen to people sometimes and I'm like, oh man, this person at my job or my boss or this situation that I got, like it's always like everything else other than like just starting with yourself. Like what can I do differently? What can I do differently in dealing with this difficult colleague or manager, right? What can I do differently, and how I, prepare for whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's sports, work, your business, whatever. Like always be looking for ways to improve your game. I think that's really what it comes down to. They just know that okay, here's this obstacle. How do I, what's the solution for it? I can sit and complain about it. I can say that they don't treat me fairly all the time, and I don't have enough resources. Versus okay, did you look at everything that you could possibly do to improve your game before you put it on some external factor? Control what you can control, right? Control what you can control to better yourself. And what better day to do that than on Monday? Because again, each week we have an opportunity to start the week off again, right? To come into it with that mindset for the week. We didn't close that deal last week. Okay, let's get it this week, right? We didn't, get that project as high of a rating that we wanted on a project last week. Let's step it up this week. Like, what can you do differently? Basically, stop your belly aching. Right, you talk about the whole fragility thing. Stop your belly aching. Stop it.
Stop being fragile.
Stop being fragile. Don't nobody want to hear it. Don't nobody. They're not fair. They're not doing this. They're not treating me. Look. Like I said, when Michael Jordan was going through that lane, and they was putting him on his behind, he could sit and look at the refs all day, and they're just not going to call all the all the fouls. So what are you going to do to be able to combat that? You got to get stronger, right? You got to get tougher. You got to find ways to alter your shot. And he found ways to, again, take himself to another level. So that's what you got to do. That's what we have to do. We got to take ourselves to another level. Again, stop your belly aching, stop your whining. Have you done everything that you can possibly do, for your to improve your situation? And if not, start today.
That's right. Start today. Look to becoming anti-fragile and ask yourself, what can I do to benefit from this adversity? That's the key question. And speaking of benefiting, you'll definitely benefit later this evening at 6 o'clock if you join us for the 30-minute hour podcast. We're going to talk about 3 secrets to amplify your influence. Our guest is Rene Rodriguez. He's a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. He speaks all over the world. This is going to be a big-time show that you want to check out. Now that your mind is right, now that you're focused on being anti-fragile, you're ready to benefit from what we're going to share this evening. So join us 6 o'clock Eastern on the 30-minute hour podcast. That's our time for this week. Thank God it's Monday. Until next time, have a great one.
And if we don't talk to you before then, have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Have a Merry Christmas to you and yours. Enjoy the season. Remember the reason for the season. And have a happy New Year as well.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been giving us a gift all year, right? With your, support of us. And we wish, matter of fact, Eric, we should just send a gift to all of our listeners. I want you to, get them something, dig deep, get them something, all the people that support us. Eric will be sending something out from, from 30-minute hour, and thank God it's Monday, squad. So look out for it. Look out for it. I mean, it's in the mail.
I just got to figure out how to charge it to the Ted Fells account and we'll be good. So stay tuned. I'm going to figure that thing out. So your checks are in the mail, your gift cards in the mail. But in all seriousness, we certainly appreciate you during this season.
Even though he's muted himself again, he appreciates he appreciates you.
The support you've given us over this time.
All right.
Have a great one.